What's up everybody, Venom here with a quick guide on Diablo 4. Let's get right into it. The Echoes of Varshan are able to be spawned by using Invokers of Varshan, but I don't think that there's a concise explanation on it, and I know a lot of people had questions for me. So in this guide, we're going to discuss the different Invokers of Varshan, as well as the different Echoes of Varshan available in Diablo 4 Season of the Malignant. First and foremost, if you don't want any kind of spoilers as to the end game of Season 1, then I suggest that you do not watch this video until you have reached the end of the main story questline, Burning from Within, because this will have spoilers on what to expect from the Malignant Tunnels. With that said, let's get right into the Invokers of Varshan. Now, there are 3 total Invokers of Varshan. There is the regular Invoker of Varshan, the Foul Invoker of Varshan, and the Tormented Invoker of Varshan. These invokers can be used in different world tiers, which I will get into in just a minute, but you have to be able to craft each of these invokers, and in order to do that, you must first complete the Burning from Within questline to get the recipe from Cormond for Invokers of Varshan, and then you actually have to take one of those Invokers of Varshan into specific malignant tunnels that have a sealed door within them, and the only way to open this sealed door is to have either completed the questline yourself, Burning from Within, or to have a friend that has completed the questline themselves. You cannot open it unless you have fully completed the Burning from Within questline for Season 1. Once the door has been opened in the Tiers 1 or 2 Malignant Tunnels, you will go in with your regular standard Invoker of Varshan, walk down the pathway until you find what looks just like a regular Malignant outgrowth, and use the Invoker of Varshan to summon an Echo of Varshan. The first one on Tiers 1 or 2 is the regular Invoker. That is just the base standard regular Invoker of Varshan, and when they spawned the Echo, for me it was relatively easy. Even when I was doing it on my Druid at level 35, it was nothing too crazy on Tier 2. But if you want to bring a friend just for more comfort, you can absolutely do that. Once you have killed the initial Echo of Varshan, he is going to drop a recipe for the Foul Invoker of Varshan. The Foul Invoker is going to only be usable on Tier 3 Nightmare, and you will have to craft it using 1,000 gold, 50 sigil powder, and 1 standard Invoker of Varshan. It is also worth noting that you have to be at one of Cormond's workbenches in order to create one of these invokers. Now, in my previous videos, I mentioned that the main Cormond workbench that you use is going to be in Echo of Varshan, and that is still the case. They are not in every major city, which I think confused a few people. I had a few comments saying that you can find one of these workbenches other places. You can during the questline, but once you complete the questline, Cormond's workbench is just easily found inside of Echo of Varshan. Once you craft the Foul Invoker of Varshan, you are going to go from World Tier 3 into one of those Malignant Tunnels, which I'm going to list each of the Malignant Tunnels that the Echoes can be spawned in just a moment. But once you have that crafted, you're going to do the same thing you did for the regular Invoker. Go in, clear the dungeon, get to the end by the sealed door, go down, use the Foul Invoker, and that will spawn a Nightmare Echo of Varshan. Now remember, this is Nightmare Tier 3, so he is going to be more difficult than the initial Tier 1 or 2 Echo of Varshan that you fought. For us, it was not that difficult, but definitely if you are not very geared or you are not very prepared for a decent battle, I would suggest waiting until you are either higher level, have a little bit better gear, have the aspects that you need to take on the Nightmare Echo of Varshan. The third Invoker is going to be the Tormented Invoker of Varshan, and this recipe is looted only after you have killed the Foul version, so the Nightmare version of the Echo of Varshan. To craft the third and final Tormented Invoker of Varshan, you are going to need 1,000 gold, 5 Forgotten Souls, 1 Invoker of Varshan, the standard version, and 5 Fiend Roses, which can only be found during Hell Tides. Now, the Tormented version of Varshan can only be found in Tier 4. The Tormented version of Varshan is absolutely ridiculous to kill. As you can see here, we died over and over and over again trying to down him so that I could see what gear and things that the Echo dropped in order to show you guys, but we were not able to. We barely could get his shield down and his fortify down in order to see what he dropped. So I know he does drop very good gear. If you have somebody to carry you, that's a different story. I do not. I like to try to do things myself here, so I don't have anybody to carry me, and therefore we could not down him on Tormented. It was just absolutely impossible. The health pool is ridiculous. He hits very hard. So if you are not well geared and well equipped for this fight on tier 4, I definitely suggest waiting until you are very well geared, until you have all of your aspects ready to go, and even, you know, waiting as far as to getting the best versions of these malignant hearts that you can and slotting them into your gear. You want to be very well equipped to attempt to do the Tormented Echo of Varshan. With that said, those are the different versions of the Echoes of Varshan, but now, how do you find this Echo? Where exactly do you use these invokers to spawn these different Echoes of Varshan? I have found 3 specific malignant tunnels that have a 100% chance of having a sealed door, which will be next to the malignant outgrowth, so it'll be after you complete the initial dungeon. And behind that sealed door is going to be the Echo. So, the 3 dungeons that I have found, or tunnels rather, are the Boiling Wound, the Bedeviled Grotto, and the Ravening Pit tunnels. Those are the 3 that I have found that 100% have a sealed door within them. You don't have to go to a specific one. You can go to any of these 3 and be able to get through the sealed door and spawn any version of the Echo of Varshan. So that means you can find the standard version in there, you can spawn the tier 3 version in there, you can spawn any Echo of Varshan inside of any of these 3 dungeons. Now, I choose to do the Ravening Pit for the sheer fact that I believe it's easier than the other 2, but that is a personal preference. I choose to do that one because I think that it is easier to clear. There's less poison damage being thrown at you compared to the Boiling Wound, which is filled with spiders. So I prefer to do the Ravening Pit, but you absolutely do not have to do that one. You can do any of the 3 that I listed. The Ravening Pit can be found in Dry Steppes, the Bedeviled Grotto can be found in Hawazar, and the Boiling Wound can be found in the Fractured Peaks. And that's gonna do it for this guide. I hope you got what you needed from the, at least, locations of the Echoes of Varshan. I know that was actually a very large question that I had, was, is it 100% that these tunnels have these sealed doors? Not all of them have these sealed doors. There are quite a few that I have found that do not have them, but it appears that these 3 will not be shifting anytime soon, so you don't have to worry about not being able to find the sealed door that you can use to go through and spawn yourself an Echo of Varshan. With that said, as always, if you liked the video, then like the video. And if you like my content in general, then please subscribe to my channel. It means the world to me. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!